Welcome. Welcome to this short message for the first week in Advent. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Anita, and I'm part of the early morning service worship team at Barnhill's Margarets. So I've been asked to do this short reflection on Advent, and today our theme is hope. And you can see in front of you a candle of hope, because boy, have we needed hope this year. It has been a year of unimaginable things happening in the world, with lockdown one of the biggest results of the virus. And for the younger members of our church family, no school. I can remember when I was young, the thought of not having to go to school always filled me with excitement and joy and hope. Hope for all the fun I was going to have without the routine of going to school every day. I wonder if our young church family recognise that feeling. I'm sure many thought it was wonderful in the early days. But as time went on and the reality of lockdown hit, it wasn't just no school, was it? But there was also no playing with friends, no outings to the park, no clubs, no fun days out. For many, I guess it must have been quite dark and gloomy, and with some, a sense of hopelessness. But was it really as dark and gloomy and hopeless as it might have seemed at times? I don't think so. In fact, not at all. In fact, for many, lockdown was a chance to look at life differently, take things more slowly. And many families had more time together without the distractions of all the usual busyness of family life. Many people did lots of new things. Anyone do the family workouts with Joe Wicks? Or get involved in the baking? Or doing more home cooking? All the adults certainly had to give up our takeaway coffee habit, lunching with friends, and having an after work drink with our workmates. What about the younger people? What did they have to go without? Hugs from Granny and Grandad are just one of the many things they went without. But on a more positive note, the one thing we were all able to do was go for a walk. And personally, I took a great deal of pleasure in this small act. And the hope I found on those walks stays with me today. Everywhere I went, windows had pictures of rainbows. And I heard people outside, and they joined with me on Thursday evenings, clapping for the NHS. I found painted stone snakes all over the place, especially near our local primary school. People added their contributions, and the length of these stone snakes grew daily. We may have been staying apart from each other, but we were still finding ways of showing our love for one another. Jesus tells us that even in the darkest night, he is there as our guiding light. All we need to do is invite him into our hearts and our lives. The rainbows we saw in homes across our city were symbols of hope. Think about when we've seen rainbows in the sky. Rainbows appear in the sky just after the rain. That is one of the reasons it's so wonderful to see the many rainbow pictures in windows everywhere. Lockdown was a big change for everyone. We have never before been told to stay home like that, and for many, the fear and loneliness was hard to cope with. It was a very dark and gloomy time. But the message of hope in the rainbow is a sign from God in heaven. He sent a rainbow to Noah and his family when the ark came to rest on solid ground after the flood. God's message of hope and a promise from God that he will be there for each of us always. Join me now in a short prayer. Jesus, even in the darkest night, even when there is only one small candle lit, your power and love restore us. Let your light shine on us as we go on with our week, so that we may be warmed and strengthened to light your light all around. We ask this in your name, Jesus. Be with us now and always. Amen. Thank you very much for joining us on this, the first week in Advent. Join us again next week for week 2, and we will be talking about peace.